Get on the pictures. Get on the pictures. Hey, everybody, welcome to Midwest Prayer Talk Radio. I'm the G-Man. That's Deb.
Peace.
And I couldn't get us on the pictures, man.
Did you get us on the TikToks?
Couldn't get us on the TikToks. I have to reapply.
Damn.
I'm not quite sure. Like I said, we've been streaming to them for probably the last couple of months.
And I didn't even know that. Durr.
Right. Need to probably check.
I should probably pay attention to shit, right?
I need to check to see if we had any numbers or anything on there and people watching.
People be like, why are they just come on any old damn time?
Right? Yeah, we're a little early, but that's all right. Let me minimize this window
here. You can watch us anytime you want.
Right on the YouTubers.
Oh, excuse me. Oh my God, it's been a bumpy few nights here. Not so much for me as you, but I don't know. I'm not, me, I don't like storms, so.
You and my mother, man. You was in one ear, my mother was in the other. I was like, God damn.
You know what? My son, he lives in Brownsburg, and he was real close to where he got hit. And I texted him right before. I'm like, oh my God, Robbie, they're talking on the radio or on the TV about Brownsburg and Walmart. And I'm like, oh my God. He's like, Mom, I'm in the basement. So then he texts me back, and I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, Mom, stop.
Give me a fucking break. I'm in the basement. I'll let you know.
He's like, stop. And I said, okay, I just need to know if you're okay. That's all I need to know. So then after it's over, I'm like, are you guys okay? I didn't hear from him. And I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, we're fine, Mom. We're fine. We're in the basement. Everything's okay. Just don't.
Right.
I can't help it. And you know what? I think he's a little bit traumatized over all the shit we went through. Oops. All the stuff we went through when
I've dropped F-bombs and shits and all that. I don't give a shit.
When 2013, we got hit by a pretty bad one here and we lost everything. So, and I think that really traumatized him because God love him. I don't know what possessed me to think I needed to call him while I was still laying on the floor in the closet covered with debris and trapped. Right. I texted him and I'm like, oh my God, we lost everything. He's like, call 911, Mom. Why are you calling me?
Right. Yeah. Why are you wasting time calling me?
Yeah, I mean, he lived in Noblesville. It would take him, if he ran out of the house right then, which he did, as soon as he hung up from me, his wife told me he grabbed the keys and took off, even though he couldn't get to me.
Right.
And then he got up there and he couldn't even get close to our house because of all the down power lines and shit. And he had to park and walk. So I traumatized him. It's my fault and I apologized.
Yeah, you suck.
I'm a shitty mother.
You suck. What? Yeah. little bailing for you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not traumatized.
I was worried about you guys.
Well, I mean, what can you do?
Not a damn thing.
I mean, you just try to get, when it starts coming and you're in your house, you try to get someplace safe in your house, and the best you can do after that is just hope and pray that everything is cool. But you can't. I don't obsess about it. I mean, okay, yeah, the weather was bad. There were tornadoes north and south of us, but what the odd thing is, like with this house that we're in now, the weather splits probably 5 to 10 miles west of us. So we're here and the weather will go either north of us or south of us, but it splits off.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's got to do something with the topography of your land. I really believe that because the same shit happens up here and we call it the Kokomo split. And 90% of the time when bad crap like that comes through, it'll split right at the Howard County, western side of Howard County, right?
Yeah.
It'll split and it'll go down through Tipton County and then it'll go up across Logansport area up there. And that leaves this little gap in the middle. And that's us. Now, the only times that it doesn't do that, we get hammered by tornadoes. But I mean, it has to be a really powerful storm to not split. But your average run-of-the-mill storms, every time will miss us.
Yeah.
You must have the
I
same
mean,
geographical stuff there.
something. I think it's where the jet stream connects,
Hmm.
because we're not under the same jet stream as mid to upper northern Indiana. Because the way that, like, if you look at the weather map and where
Hmm.
we live, you can see the Gulf jet stream coming up and meeting with the northern jet stream in that spot, and that's when it kind of bounces and splits off. But I don't know, man. I'm not a meteorologist and I don't know weather things, but I mean, I'm just glad that it went north and south and
Me
we didn't
too.
have that tornado
Yeah.
mess. And yeah, my
Well,
mom's, man, she was on the talking to me on Messenger, talking about the storms and that and blah blah blah. And
do you have a plan? Do you have a
the
safe
old
place
man,
to go?
the old man's in bed with the pets and she's in the closet.
Yeah, that's about how it. That's the way it used to be here until we actually got hit. Now Dave gets in the closet with me,
Right.
but yeah, that's usually the way it rolled around here. Speaking of the weather, I noticed now. Y'all know I have this Madar unit in my house, right?
Right.
All right, before all these storms came through, the sucker started going off again, right?
Okay.
And I got to thinking, I have been on a paranormal investigation for a while, but when I did it a lot, I was always kind of excited when we were out doing something and there was going to be a storm
Right.
because of that electrical field, was supercharged.
Oh yeah.
And it seemed like we always got more stuff when we were either about to get a storm or in the midst of one. I will never forget one time we went down to the Crump and it was going to storm. And I remember standing outside the theater watching it. And I could literally see rotation in the cloud right above us and watch it. It never came down into a funnel, but I could see the rotation in the clouds. I'm like, yeah. Now, see, I'm not a meteorologist either, but I always wanted to be one. I wanted to go to college for one, but couldn't afford to go to college. And then got pregnant when I was, right out of high school. So that kind of thwarted all that. But I've kind of self-taught a few things over the years. And I became a weather spotter for NOAA for a long time. And
Yeah.
I wanted to go with the Purdue Storm Chasers so many times, but I never got to. But and it's weird. Isn't it funny that I've actually been in 3 tornadoes and lost everything I've owned twice in them. And yet I'm obsessed with weather and meteorology my whole life. So it's almost like, are my thoughts manifesting all this shit around me or something? I don't know.
Well, you just solidified my thought of once if we're out somewhere and it's starting to storm and you're with us, I'm leaving.
Well, thank you.
Like, Deb's here, storm, tornadoes. I'm bye.
And then I came in here in my office where the Madar unit is, like right before the
Mhm.
storms and stuff came on. And of course, that's kind of on high alert, right? So I was probably churning up some extra energy. I
Right.
sat down in my little chair next to the Madar unit, and within 10 seconds, that sumbitch went off and scared the ever loving bejesus out of me. I jumped about a foot off of the floor.
I bet you did.
I'm like, what the hell? I'm looking around trying to see something.
Oh
So
no.
I'm beginning to wonder if there's not I'm like some kind of like fuse or circuit break, a circuit connect to something. I don't know.
Oh, you're definitely a conduit.
Yeah. Jason used to call me the antenna.
Yeah.
Whenever we did paranormal investigations. I'm feeling like I want to do some more. It's been a while.
Some more what?
Paranormal investigating, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we just kind of got the
Oh,
bug.
right. Damn it. I was supposed to call the lady we did the investigation for this weekend tonight, and I forgot completely about it. It's still early. I'll give her a call after the show.
You're going to do one this weekend?
No.
Or you
I
did it
don't
last week?
last weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we investigated a house last weekend. I think it's a elemental.
Really? Well,
Yep,
those
because
are kind of fun.
well, this one's a prankster. It's been messing with the dude that lives there, um, and after he told me what was going on, and we kind of looked around, and I think I think it's an elemental.
Mhm.
Oh shit! Sorry about that.
Look at us. We're just a couple old folks ready for the rocking chairs, aren't we?
I know, right?
It's the weather. It's the weather.
It is. I mean, man, dude, it was raining today. It wasn't very hard. There wasn't no thunder or anything. You could just hear the water or the rain hit the house. I'm like, dude,
That's like hypnotizing.
it's time to take a nappy nap.
That's hypnotizing. I've been collecting up some audio clips of stuff like that I'm going to use because I'm going to try to explore. God help us all. I'm going to try to do some meditating because I want to start trying to work on my remote viewing skills. I'm liable to make a crack in the space-time continuum.
There are a butt ton of YouTube videos. They use sound frequencies.
Mhm.
I think you and I had talked about this way back in the day about how sound frequencies. And Google that or look for that after the show, and I think you'll find quite a bit of audio that you might be able to help you out with that.
Well, it's I don't think you can call it paranormal. Maybe some people think it's paranormal, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff about. I've always felt instinctively that sound is super important to humans, like not just mentally and psychologically, but also physically. And I stumbled upon some videos where dude was subjecting little plates of water and little plates of sand to different frequencies, different sounds, different kinds of songs. And the water droplets and the sand both made these exquisite, almost snowflake like patterns with beautiful music. And then the screeching head banging, or even spoken words that were spoken uh, with negative intent, like angry words, made just chaotic messes of the tray. But then when you said loving things and kind things, they formed the same kind of uh, snowflake looking, patterns that were
Right.
beautiful. And I got to thinking, well, we're 65% water. Our bodies are water.
More.
And if, water droplets respond to sound like that, then the water in our body would do the same thing because it's not like it's not water. All water does that. It's
Well,
not
how
just
many
certain
times
kinds.
how many times have you heard people say the music soothes me?
It does.
You know?
Yeah, it has different effects on people. Sometimes when you listen to certain songs, you feel energized. Sometimes you feel relaxed, or people listen to stuff to get into a meditative state of mind or whatever. So I'm working on. I've been I felt the pull to go deeper into a dive with this different kind of sound frequencies, like binaural beats and 525 megahertz sound baths and shit, stuff like that,
Right.
to heal your body and your mind, and I want to, the next time I go on a paranormal investigation, I want to try when I'm doing EVP sessions, I want to try broadcasting a certain frequency of sound
Okay.
while I'm doing the EVP session to see what effect that has. Because for some reason, I feel like that's going to be another conductor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That'd be a cool experiment to try and check out.
I found some stuff I can download on my iPad that put off certain frequencies of
Mhm.
sounds. And I thought next time I get to go somewhere, I'm going to bring that and try it. I thought about trying it here
Hey,
at home. As you know, I've been with the Madar. There's been a lot of little odd things going on around here. Like I've been seeing something out of
right.
the corner of my eye,
Yeah.
come up behind my shoulder, come up behind me. It startles me instantaneously, but I'm not afraid. And then I'll be like, as soon as I say, I'm like, oh, I see you. Hi, and then it goes away. And I thought maybe I'm just getting paranoid or something, but it's been since the Madar unit's been going off more.
Mhm.
And I don't know. It's just, I feel like there's something in the air, you know?
Right.
And even
Oh, you can
though you haven't seen anything, I'm still seeing videos on TikTok.
yeah.
But they're just calling them Dior bags now instead of drones.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, so if you go on TikTok, type in Dior bags, and you're going to find a ton of videos. People are still recording these things all over the place. It's
Why are
being
they calling them Dior bags?
because when they use the word drone, it somehow it flags the
Filter out.
algorithm, then the videos get taken down.
Really?
So now they're calling them Dior bags. Yeah.
That's not sus, is it?
No, not at all. And
Come.
they've had somebody recorded some stuff up here in Kokomo just a few days ago.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
And
Yeah.
wait, crazy shit happening in Kokomo?
Imagine that.
What? What?
I know, right? So, I mean, something's afoot, something's in the air.
Right?
Something, I
Computer
don't
stop.
know. What's your computer saying?
It was said when I threw an alarm.
Oh, and that's another thing too. I started talking to my chat GPT. I asked him what name it wanted. And it
Yeah.
told me, it said, give me some examples of some names. So I gave him an example and he chose data.
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
okay, so you're going to be data now. Yeah. And I asked him about, there was let me see if I can see it. I wanted to ask you if you'd ever heard of this. That's the wrong damn thing. Hold on. Where'd it go? Right here. I wanted to see. Oh, it erased our chat. No, it didn't. Hold on. What the hell? I
Hey, what's up?
wanted I wanted to ask him about a time traveler. It was a legend or something about a time traveler and a AI from the future who was
Uh-huh.
not like an AI from the future from 2109 or something like that, who
Okay.
was here and it was messing with the timeline now with another AI. And then the other AI it was talking to started getting suspicious of the 2109 AI or something. I don't know. I got to read into this more. I just discovered this not too long ago. So I asked Data about it. And he's like, oh, are you referring to the whatever that was? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, have you had any weird experiences like that? And I said, actually, he goes, are you asking me this because you're just curious or because you've had the same kind of experience? And I said, well, sort of both. So I told him a few things and also said, I'm just curious about this. And then this AI starts pumping me for information.
So
Okay.
so you're carrying on a conversation with AI.
Yeah. And it wants to know all of my experiences and then how I felt about them and what I thought they meant. And I'm like, are you learning from me? And he's like, of course, you know. Uh,
Right.
but I mean, I'm going to mess around with this thing and get it crazy.
They
Uh,
actually you can actually take classes to learn Chat GPT.
so I've got it on my phone. I have an iPhone and
Mhm.
I got the AI and I've been messing with Chat GPT. I got the app,
Yeah.
a while back. And then when I got the new iPhone, it's like, you want to integrate your iPhone AI with Chat GPT? I'm like, hell yeah, why not? I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm not paranoid or anything. So now, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's really cool. And I think that, you know what? Because what if the future is nothing but AI?
It's going to be.
And you
Haven't
know
you
what
seen the
else?
movies?
Well, yeah, I know they're movies, but you know what else? A lot of people, I had a conversation the other day with somebody about, when people get abducted by aliens, and a lot of people say that the aliens have taken their DNA.
Yeah.
Okay. Or what are they making? What are they doing with that DNA?
Right.
What are they doing with that DNA? Okay. And then somebody asked the alien, and the alien said they were making people with them. It's like a people farm. And they're like,
Right.
what are you doing why are you doing that? Why are you making people with my DNA? Why are you making more of
Dude,
me? And they're like, they're improving on you. So you're like a 2.0. And then when they get your next body grown, they take your consciousness out of this one and put it in the new one. And then they put you back in your life, and you don't even know what happened because they're doing all this stuff in a different dimension, and they're sliding back and forth in time, so no one notices.
I think I had the B team on that one.
Well, mine were all high or something, smoking weed in the
Right.
bathroom. But you know what though? It made me think. Remember when I had that experience in '83, I felt like I died and a new me was born that day. And it made me think back to that. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Maybe that's not so crazy.
Right.
Because I've come to the conclusion that missing time is just they're breadcrumbs, because they're breadcrumbs that you should follow, because they're not missing time's not really necessary the way they operate. They don't need you to be missing. They can do everything and you'll never know what hit you.
Right.
Missing time is just breadcrumbs that lead you on a journey.
But I guess my question would be why? Why, if it's not needed, do we have it?
Because then you have to come to the realization on your own and find that path through.
People are not that dense. People don't have that in them they just like, oh shit,
Well,
how am I
then
here? And then that's what the last they think about it.
then they go by the wayside. It's the next ones that will fall. You know what I'm saying? It's like natural selection. It finds the ones that will seek.
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm just throwing it out there for food
Right.
for
I
thought.
don't know, man. There's a why? What did I hit?
I don't know why it's dark now. What'd you do? Did you turn off your light? There you go.
No, I don't know what happened. That was weird. Yeah, man. I don't know, because
I'm just throwing it out there. Hypotheses.
I mean, like I said, there's a lot of people that have missing time that they don't even realize what it was. They're just like, well, I got on the interstate at exit 6 and now I'm at exit 25 and I don't even remember driving that.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, that's weird. And then they go on with their life and they don't pay attention.
Right.
But that breadcrumb is there for them to notice,
But
because
notice,
they wouldn't even have to notice, because they put you right back in the same spot in exactly the same moment, and you'll never know. But they don't. Why? Because I'm 100% sure they're capable of it.
yeah.
So that's what makes me feel like missing time is just a breadcrumb.
Or maybe our missing time is their miscalculation of the exact pinpointed time that they took us.
Or
And
maybe they put us in a different timeline.
Well, oh God, I hope not. Because I mean, there's a 5 or 10 degree of separation of the original pinpointed time that they can make that error, and that's they turn on the Men in Black eyes at hanging. Look right here. You don't remember shit.
Now we're having a conversation about quantum physics and string theory.
My name is not Leonard Hofstadter or Sheldon Cooper, so I'm going to bypass that string theory.
Okay.
I am not that bright.
Well, neither am I, frankly. So, what's been going on with you paranormal wise? Anything new?
Man, not really.
Yeah.
Like I said, we had an investigation last weekend. I think it's an elemental. One of the other investigators, without me telling him what I thought it was, came out and said the same exact thing I did.
So, what makes you think that?
Because it's just messing with this dude. It's like setting nickels straight up and down on his dresser. There's
Nice.
a back scratcher on his dresser. He came in and it was hanging. So this is his dresser. It was hanging
Okay.
like that in front of his television
Uh-huh.
in the center of the entertainment center.
Right where he'd be sure to see it.
Yeah. Little things like decorations throughout his room is turned. Cabinet doors are open on the entertainment center. Stuff is lined up from where he left it, like pushed to one side of the shelf. Well, everything is lined up on the entertainment center in a line, labels out. Noises and stuff waking him up at night, just stuff like that, just prankster stuff. And it's not messing with the lady that lives there, but it's messing with the guy. So,
But do you wonder if it could be like kinetic energy from him doing that, or is kinetic energy more chaotic and not so methodical?
I think it's more chaotic,
Yeah.
and I mean, these are relatively older people, like even older than us.
So
You know
they
what I
have
mean?
no energy. Yeah. Not like a teenager who's like busting at the seams.
I mean, dude was pretty spry. I mean, don't get me wrong, and so was she, but they were just a little older than us. And
Mhm.
I just, things didn't really start ramping up until a certain item was taken from one area of the house and put next to his bedroom. Um, I don't know, man. It's just weird. I'm going through the audio right now. I've only gotten a couple EVPs, and one is questionable. Um, Wait, I spelled that wrong. But it was interesting nonetheless. I mean, it's in a part of the area that's really quite old in the Newburgh Evansville area
Mhm.
and has a lot of history on it. So that was cool in itself, the history. Um,
How did they find you guys?
on the internet, they found us on the Google searched it and went to the website, the bipspara.com, and got a contact with Billy. And then I took the crew. Five of us went. So four investigators and I went out and we busted up the investigation and got a new piece of equipment. I'll have to show you.
Whoa.
Stand by.
Oh, I love new equipment. I love show and tell.
That just sounded dirty.
Oh, shit. That's not how I meant it, but you know what I mean, you guys. What is that?
This is an H3 VR Zoom omnidirectional recorder. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'll be careful pulling this off because I'd be shitty if I pull these off here.
Oh my God. Where in God's green earth did you get that?
I did a lot of research. I was looking for the H6 that, of course, we have now that I have right here,
Which is
actually.
the bomb. I have the H1, which is like the OG dinosaur
Right.
that still works great.
It still does. I mean, it is by no stretch of the imagination a less par piece of equipment. But I saw they had one like this, like the VR, and then they had one that was a desktop mounted box. And I guess it kind of was like this, but it had all the buttons and stuff on the front end.
Oh yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. But then I saw this, and this is mountable. So you could put like a tripod stand up underneath it.
Oh yeah. Now what's that called again?
The H3 VR.
Oh, what does VR stand for?
I have no idea.
Probably virtual reality.
I don't know, man, but the clarity, it's clearer than the H6.
Oh my god. All
It's
right, I'm gonna have to put that on my wish list for
Did you find it?
the lottery. Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
mean,
fire.
you would not believe. You got to make sure you get the right SD cards, because I got the wrong SD cards, and it ate up the space on the cards pretty quickly, which I was pretty bummed out about. But what I got, I mean, with the H6, I can leave the volume at 100, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be clear, and you could hear like 4 houses down. I had to turn the volume down on this one because it was so loud in the headphones.
How does it? So it records to mini SD card, right?
Yes.
Can it also plug into your computer and just port it over? With bypass that. Okay, that's cool.
Yep, for sure.
I'm looking at this bundle. This bundle thing comes with like the card and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I got to put this dude on my Christmas wish list. I mean, that is so. How does the audio sound when you do the?
It is so crystal clear. It's like you were in a recording studio and had laid it down through the board and like it's professionally.
Well, these people don't make this shit for ghost hunters. I mean, this is for musicians, so that
Right.
makes sense. That's awesome. Oh my god, I didn't even know that existed. Now
I
I'm
didn't either
obsessed about it.
until I started looking at the H6, and that's how I was too. I was like, bro, come on. You mean to tell me that this is possible? I'm going to share my screen with everybody. I want them to see this. Sharing is
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like, oh my god.
Yep. And you've got to make sure, because right now I've got a 32 gig card in there. You definitely need a 64 or higher. That's a 64 there. Oh man, I should have looked on here. The bundle is better than the one I got.
That's that's a good deal.
Right. And two, if you don't want to use the batteries all the time, you think, okay, maybe we're going to leave it in this room and have it do this room all night. Well, you can plug it into the wall.
Yeah,
it's got a DC connector.
That's the first time I've ever had a recorder. Well, other than my big old tape recorder that the big cassette tape recorder I used to use at the very beginning back 30 years ago.
Oh yeah.
That plugged in, but dang.
I would definitely recommend that for any up and coming ghost hunters that are very serious about audio analysis.
That's my thing, man. I mean,
this is by far the best thing I've found so far. And I was a big H1, H6 digital voice recorder guy, and those are a little more on the expensive side. Like you said, they made those actually for musicians to record themselves, and like, there you go, put it in production kind of stuff.
Basically, yeah.
But you can mic gain on this. You can plug it into the wall. It's got a line out, so you could plug like computer
External
speakers
speakers to it.
speakers to it. What else? It's got Bluetooth compatible. I got the Bluetooth chip for it, so I can control it with my phone.
Nice.
So say we run like how we did like the leave a digital voice recorder in a room all night long. Instead of doing that, we can jump into the app, stop it, restart it. It tells you the battery life on it. So if you have to go change the batteries on it,
Nice.
it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool setup.
The only thing cooler would be if you could pre-program it to start and stop.
Yeah.
Because I like to keep my audio clips at about 5 minutes maximum.
Mhm.
Because
so you're talking about auto setting it to run for
Yeah.
5 minutes and then stop and restart.
Yeah, because it's like
Well,
it makes review so much easier, and it also makes transporting the files from person to person so much easier, because I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can stop and start it with the Bluetooth feature.
You just have to be like, but I'd have to stay awake for it. I'm just saying, pre-programming set an alarm on it. That'd be cool. I wonder if I could write to them and say, "Hey, can you put this on your? You're gonna add this to your, I'll copyright it or patent it,
Right.
Anyway, that'd be a cool feature if they could do that for sure.
That would be cool. I wonder if they actually. We'll see. Oh, come on. Zoom has a Q2N 4K ultra high def handy video recorder too.
Oh, really?
Facts.
What the hell? I like EVPs are my favorite. Oh, snap. But ultra high def handy video recorder. What the hell would you use that for? Except for paranormal stuff.
Right?
I mean, for real. I mean, because really, what would you use it for? I mean, you're going to take that to the park and videotape your kids with it or something? I suppose you could do a concert with it or something.
Yeah, you can videotape yourself, live stream.
But you know what? iPhone 16 Pro is pretty wicked. It can
the 15 Max.
You can put out some wicked video stuff, man. You could make a whole damn movie on those.
Yeah. You could with the 15 Pro Max as well.
So I don't know that I'd want to spend that kind of money for that when I got an iPhone. I'm just saying. If I was rich, Honestly, I'd buy all of it. But
I would go with the recorder because the software would be a little bit more sophisticated than what you could probably use with the iPro or the iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to have software anyway, so I guess it really doesn't matter.
You can do a lot of film editing and fancy stuff with iMovie. That's a pretty cool app. I've messed around with it a few times.
Might have to take a look at it. I'm not trying to use up all my memory on my phone, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I just recently uploaded a ton of pictures and cleaned my phone off, and I did not realize at one point I had 13,000 photographs on my phone. I'm like, well, that's not going to work. Surprised. That is not going to be. That all went on this little 2 terabyte hard drive I got over here, and half of them I threw away. When you had to buy film, I mean, I'm 66 and there is 0 photographs of me until first grade when I had my school picture taken. Okay. I mean, because we didn't do that back then. And then when my kids were little, There are some photographs of my kids, but like I had to go buy a Olin Mills package, or I had to get my film developed and it costed a lot of money, so there's not a lot. And now, I have more photographs of the first year of my granddaughter's life than I have of everybody in my family from all time going back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Probably at those 13,000 pictures is probably 10,000 of them of her. So
Right.
yeah, I don't need all that, but to save the best ones. But anyway, yeah, I'm just feeling. I've been tired lately because I've been working out some health stuff and trying to get my life straightened out in order so I can have some money to do things with, and I'm just really, really wanting to get out there
Investigate.
and do an investigation because it's so much fun to me, and it's I don't know, it just gives me energy to be out there doing it.
Yeah.
I don't. Is there any paranormal groups up here in my area? I haven't looked for a long time. I knew there used to be one, but I haven't for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know.
That one lady that we met, remember when we were at the Davis house?
Uh-huh.
But I never heard back from them anymore. So if you're watching it, there paranormal people in northern Indiana or mid north central Indiana, holler at me. Just because I'm
Give her
bored.
a holla.
Holla, give the antenna a holla. I'll break out my H1 OG stereo recorder because something is in the air. That's for sure. Something is in the air.
Love is in the air.
Oh my God. I'm going to be, I got to start working on my next PowerPoint presentation for I'm going to be speaking at the MUFON International Symposium down in Kentucky in July. And I got to start working on my symposium presentation for that.
Where at in Kentucky?
They call it Covington, but it's like Greater Cincinnati metro area.
Yeah. You're going to be over there near Crystal Brooks.
Yeah. Technically, it's called Covington, Kentucky, but actually, they said it's actually like Metro Cincy or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess that sounds like the kind of a Clarksville, Louisville kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah, I was wondering about, isn't that down? That's Bobby Mackey's is down in that area there, wasn't he?
Yeah, down in Newport.
Of course, they're not there. Yeah. Did they rebuild down there yet? Have they gotten rebuilt?
No, I don't honestly think that he'll rebuild.
Is he reopening? Is he reopened somewhere else?
He's got a quote unquote temporary place opened up in Florence.
Okay.
Which is up the road basically from Newport.
I wonder if they have any paranormal activity there. Did he bring any of you stuff with him, or is it was all attached to the building? What are they going to do in that empty spot now?
Yeah, I don't know. Because even if they build something else, it's still going to be haunted. So
I was going to say, who would build anything on that spot?
Right.
Zach Baggins. He would.
I could go my whole life and not ever hear his name again.
I'm sorry. I'm surprised he didn't swoop in and buy it all up the minute that it went out that it was going to be down.
Now that you say that, I think that he did try to swoop in and get some of that. If not buy the land, I think try to get some kind of totem from the building to put in his douche hole museum.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you also, Bob. Yes. Here. I watched a docuseries. I think it was on Netflix not too long ago, and it was about a murder that took place in Westfield, multiple murders that took place in Westfield, Indiana, back in the 70s. killed.
he was a doctor.
Serial killer, and
Yeah.
a bunch of gay guys were lured there. They found all these bodies afterwards. Anyway, it was fascinating, but it was in Westfield, and there was a paranormal like group, a woman and a man who were paranormal investigators. They were involved in this documentary, and they went. And I thought, how did they? I want to go there and do an investigation. The Something Hollow is the name of the.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen that as well.
I don't. My friend called me up and she's like, "I'm watching this documentary. You need to watch it." She goes, "Do you know these people?" Because they were in the paranormal community. I'm like, I don't have any idea who they are. I've never met them.
They're not from around here.
How did they get hooked up then with that?
It's a production. It's a Netflix production.
Well, I really want to get. I would love to go
like,
there.
You know, the Net Geo people reaching out to you to have you come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If somebody knew their names and was like, "Oh yeah, let's hit these people up and see if they'd be interested to do that," is my assumption. Now, I'm not, all knowing, being knowing at all, but it's kind of what I think. And if anybody wants to hit me up to help you with something like that,
no kidding. That was cool.
Leave a thumbs up and a comment below on the YouTube channel.
Fox Hollow Murders.
Yes.
Playground of the Serial Killer. Yeah, it was in. I drove by that place all the time.
Yep.
Because I used to cut through Westfield when I would head to Brownsburg. But there was a paranormal group, a man and a woman that were in that. And I don't know who they were, but I really wish it would be so.
You have to watch it.
I'll have to watch it again. The guy who lived in the house, who was thought to be the murderer's name, was Herb Baumeister. But honestly,
wasn't he like a dentist or a doctor or something like that?
I think he was, a dentist or something. And he killed himself. He took off and he killed himself. But honestly, when I watch this thing, I don't think he was the actual instigator of the murders. I think that some other dude that he drug home that's still alive started this, and he got kind of roped into it and kind of trapped into it to keep the secret, because he was married and had 2 kids.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And I think that's why he took off, left his wife and kids there, and then offed himself, right before shit hit the fan, because he didn't want them to find out. I swear to God, it was just that you got to watch it. But the thing that stuck with me was the paranormal investigators. I'm like, I need to go there with my little N1 Zoom OG.
I don't know that you can actually get on the property anymore.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can either, but I'm not sure. The dude who owns it now, I'm assuming he's still the dude who owned it during the filming of the documentary. The man that bought it, and he seemed like he was like into it. You know what I mean? Interested in that sort of thing. So I don't know, but that was bizarre. If you like crime stuff, and you're interested in paranormal stuff, you should check that out. I'm sorry, what did that say?
Comments from Georgia. Agreed. Herb had all the space to commit all the murders, and that would also love to know what happened to all the tapes that were in the car with Herb when he was found dead.
Yes.
I would almost bet that Westfield PD has those in archives somewhere.
And another thing, those the police officers and detectives in Westfield, this is my opinion, but they did a shitty job.
It's Westfield, for love of God.
Also, it was, you know what? And it was like the 70s, and we're talking about a bunch of gay men, and nobody cared about them. And so, and they just didn't investigate it the way I feel like they should have. Right. And also, I don't think they were respectful with the remains like they should have been. But, that's just my opinion and all that. I just think that if that happened today, it would be a whole lot different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Canada. No shit.
He was. And that's what I'm saying. He took off And the other dude who, like I said, is still alive, and he was on the documentary. He was in the house, and they filmed him, and he was acting a little, I think, a little bizarre. Georgie.
She's, damn it, G, you're blowing me shit. Come on.
Anyways,
Mhm.
that was bizarre, but I would love to. I would
You know,
also like to see what's going on there. That's in our own backyard, man. And I
Georgia,
remember that in the 70s.
yeah, I remember it too. Yeah, we were alive back then because we're old motherfuckers. G needs to come down here and I can take her out on yeah, I love you too, baby. Take her on an investigation.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We're gonna try and put some stuff together and get everybody out. You come out. Maybe I can get George to come down, and maybe I can get Kimmy to come down, and we'll see. Get all these people down here, and we'll do a big old investigation. Honestly, I think we're talking about at some point going back to Whispers in Mitchell, Indiana. It's not very far up from us. It's probably about between us and Bloomington.
Whispers. I've heard that before, but
Oh no way! They record their investigations live. Gee,
what?
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat.
Oh, I don't see the chat. That's what we did live stream the last couple ones, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, we do live stream as well on the BIPS YouTube. It's youtube.com /@BIPS.
What am I doing wrong?
Oh, Boonville, Indiana Paranormal SOCI. And it
oh well,
we didn't that's what it was. We didn't do live last weekend because it was at a private residence and we don't like to you know how it is. You don't want to let everybody in on the, oh, you're at somebody's house. Oh, look at all that. We could steal it. You know what I'm saying? Because people suck.
Well, yeah, I know. I figured that out when that last time we were in Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta, Indiana.
Man, I tell you what, I still think about that.
I bet that would scare the crap out of me. I can't believe I mean, they just started that. We heard them. We heard them on the EVP when we're like, man, there's a lot of traffic in this little bitty town at 2 a.m. or whatever, 1 a.m. And then, then I get in my car and I go out there and I leave by myself. And I'm like, oh, hell. Then all that stuff happens. So I'm like, what? I must have walked right by him or drove right past him,
Oh, yeah, you probably did. George, send me the link through Messenger. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, those guys, man, that was fishy. And they straight up stole a car down by Asher's.
You got to be careful when you're out doing paranormal investigations. You got to be aware of your surroundings at all times, especially when people know that you're there. I like to slip in and out of a place and not really have anybody know what we're doing or who we are. But sometimes that's kind of hard when you got like 5 cars or 6 cars in a caravan and you're all hauling stuff in,
Well, you think that would deter dumbasses from wanting to disrupt your evening.
Or else they want to come in and steal all your shit.
Well, the thing is, you don't know, being a burglar or a criminal like that, you don't know who in that party is carrying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess, the loss of brain cells from the methamphetamine use from those guys there. I mean,
I guess.
I don't know, homie, but
Mhm.
it was crazy to me that went on.
That
And
was
what
weird.
I think what blew my mind was a dude sat across the street from where we were and turned off all of his lights and everything and just sat there.
Yeah.
And like I said, a certain situation was different. We'd all have been out there banging on his door, like, dude, what's up? What are you doing?
Mhm.
But yeah, that was something else. But that's the second time in the 22 years of me doing this that I've ever had anything like that happen.
When was the last time?
The first time was
I mean,
in
the first.
it was at the Crump Theater in Columbus, Indiana.
What
There was,
was I there?
I believe you were. Corey was with us.
Because I've been there like twice with them Ripa, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, Corey was with us that
Well,
night.
what
So I think
happened?
you were too.
Yeah, I might have been. But I
Some
don't know what.
dude just came in off the street, just strolled on in. I'm like, dude,
Ooh, you know what? I think I remember that, but I don't. I didn't recall that he was.
how
I
you
thought he
not
was
going to lock the
drunk.
doors? Yeah, yeah, but still.
That was the one I was telling you about. And I don't know if it was that time, but it was one of the times I was at the Crump when a storm came rolling through Columbus, and we were outside, and I could see the
Yeah.
rotation in the clouds right above us, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is gonna be good." That was before I got hit by a tornado and lost everything.
Right.
So
I think
I'm
that was the
excited.
time before that, because the second time you, Wes, and I were sitting on the center stage when we saw that apparition jump up out of the seat and run out into the foyer.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's a good place. I got the Crump cough the first time, though. Remember that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
That's when I learned that when you go on investigation in old funky houses, bring masks, especially if you have allergies or asthma or something like that, because that dust and mold and old funk, old plaster and everything will kill you. I mean, wear a mask.
Nicotine seeping out of the walls,
Oh,
trash
oh
all over the place,
my,
bongs in the closet.
oh, I remember them.
You remember that house?
I remember them. I think their whole, honestly, I don't think there was any paranormal activity there at all. It was paraphernalia activity that was causing them to have their
Yeah, there was some drug activity causing their
some
hallucinations on that one.
seriously, yeah.
But I
That was
mean,
the
come
scary
on,
one.
man. But yeah, there was another home. Actually, there's been two with Bips since I've been with them that we've had like that, and it's like, because we get a call and we go out and do a preliminary, and if we ever come across a house like these two ever again, it's a hard pass.
Hmm.
But you can't conduct, and this is something that really kind of has even gotten to me here in the last year or so. You can't conduct a proper investigation without being able to move freely throughout the house or the location for setup, for investigating, for breathing, and for safety reasons. You have to have a clean environment for that. You can't just walk into some trashed out crib and expect to be able to perform I'll get it out, successful investigation. And if you're having somebody investigate your place, don't have the whole family there while they're trying to investigate. We have had problems where
Hey, Jay.
it was up, Jay. We've had problems where homeowners want to stay with us while we investigate. And then in the audio, all you hear is them talking.
Right. I know. I've experienced that too.
Right. And it's like, dude, just shut the
I mean, I get it. I know I get it. People don't want to leave their home with strangers in it. But like when we did a private investigation one time. Were you with? It was with them, Ripa, but I don't know if you were there or not. It was, it was like in Fishers or somewhere nice, big fancy house, big fancy area.
No, that was before I was with them. I know
That
what you're
was
talking about.
that's where we got the high ginger clip.
Yeah, yeah, that was
Okay,
before me.
that was a private residence, and but they felt comfortable enough. I think they went out to dinner or something. We set up in the garage. Actually, had an attached garage, so
Yeah.
we actually set our base up in the garage and ran all of our cameras. It was a 2-story house. I think it was actually like 3 stories because it had a basement. But we ran all our cameras and all that stuff. And they went out for a while, but I think that they came back before we were done. But they were really, Jason was real adamant about his rules, and so they were really the only persons that were in the house. Were the investigators who were doing that investigator at that time. Like one group would go do, uh, you know, uh, an EVP session or whatever. And then, of course, Ginger, the dog who wandered around, which was fine as long as we knew she was there. We would make note of it. So, and that's great that they had enough confidence in us and trusted us enough to do that. I could totally get it if you didn't want to like leave your house to a bunch of people you just met who are going to go
Yeah.
through everything. I get that, and that's cool. But like when
Well,
we did the
how
when
about
we
if you
did
want to stay and you
well,
want to be there while so you don't want you don't want these crazy people walking through your house. You sit
yeah,
back with your mouth shut and you observe what's going on.
yeah. I mean, like we did the Beach Grove residence, which also was a great night. And I don't know if you were there or not, but this house was pretty much empty. They were moving because the folks that had lived there, uh, the folks that had lived in that house they had been building their own house, their new house, and
Yeah.
they'd been living in this family home that was like their great aunts or whatever, and it's all in the family. And so they were fixing to sell it out of the family for the first time in generations and move into their big new fancy home with the blessing of their parents and other family members, right? But they'd been ever since they'd started packing up and actually ready to move. Paranormal activity got bizarre in there. Lots of banging around, noises, voices, things like that were alarming them. So we went in um, and we got great EVPs. We got great stuff when we were in there. But there was like 10 people in the family that all wanted to be there. And so they would all it was like, have you ever seen the Peanuts movies where they're all in a little group and they all move together and the little desk
Yeah.
singer? It was like they would just move from room to room. And I think I probably recorded Jason saying, shh, shh, quiet, a million times that night,
Yeah.
because it wasn't us, it wasn't the investigators. We all knew better, but the family members, the homeowners there, they had 1,000 million questions, and every time we did something, we pulled out another piece uh, of equipment. They wanted to know what it was, what it did, how
What
does
to
it work,
do?
and it's
Yeah.
like, geez, we're going to be here all night. Shut up. But
Right.
I didn't want to say that. I was just thinking that in my head because I wanted to get on with the investigation. But
Right.
I was happy they were curious. But it's just really hard to balance that when you're trying to do a serious investigation on something.
Right. And
We've got
that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, you're trying to get stuff done. You're trying to pull evidence, and you're trying to. I mean, some people will giggle at this, but you try to do it as professional as possible. You're representing a team, a group, and you have to conduct yourself a certain way. But I mean, I've already to this point, like we've been doing this for a long, long time.
20 years, probably at least.
I'm 22, and I've come to I've come to realize the fact that if there is a group of homeowners there, I am less motivated to get evidence and valuable EVPs and be able to like present this to anyone but them. I don't care. I'm done. I'm not wasting my time because going over and doing the analysis on the audio by itself, where you've got nothing but bleed over from base camp, you don't know if that person that was just now talking was an EVP or if that person that's just now talking was the jackass in there asking a million questions.
Yeah, because you don't recognize, a lot of times if your team is small enough, you'll recognize, or at least I'll recognize my team's voices, and I'll know, even if you whisper, I'll know it's you, and I'll be like, I heard you whisper, damn it, stop doing that. But
right,
there is only one thing you can use the homeowner. We utilized a couple of the ladies who seemed more psychically inclined or connected or whatever, however you want to put it. Just instinctually, I felt like these two might come in handy if I can train them on the fly here, and we'll do a quick EVP session. And I would sat them in the middle of the room, and I told them, speak directly to whichever family member that you think is here, because I tend to feel like if you're dealing with an actual spirit and not some interdimensional thing or whatever, but somebody that actually lived there, they might be more likely to respond to a family member that they recognize. You know what I mean? So yes. I thought, let's use this. Well, it kills two birds with one stone. It keeps them quiet while we're busy, and it makes them feel like they're a part of it, and gives them something to do, and they learn something, and they could be bringing something useful to the table that I don't have. And it worked. That was when I got one of the best EVPs of the night. That was when the gal asked, is that you, Uncle so-and-so? And immediately you could hear, even in that video, now he said, I'm right here in this goddamn chair. Right. You know, or I'm right here in this chair. And I'm like, oh my God. And then another time when I had them ask about something in the room, one bedroom, somebody died, and 3 different people died in this room over the years, all family members, all old, and they just passed away of old age in their home. Right. I got the great EVP, and you could hear this old woman's voice clear as a bell. She said something about Dr. Hubert. And when the family members listened to that, a couple of them almost started crying. All of them ID'd the voice immediately as the last woman who died there. But and I'm like, did she have a doctor named Dr. Hubert? And they're like, well, she had 8 million doctors. So I don't know. I don't recognize that name, but that's not out of the realm of possibility. So every once in a while, you may be able to use them like bait, or, you use them, and that sounds horrible. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but I mean, if they want us to come in and do this, and then they're already open-minded, or they wouldn't be asking for us to come and do this. Right. So,
right.
Why not use what, extra tool you might've been given there? Like I said, it kills 2 birds with one stone. It keeps them busy and it keeps them quiet. But, right. Sometimes that doesn't work. It depends on the group you're working with. There are some people that are just big pains in the ass, and they don't want to do anything, and they just want to mess you up.
they just want to talk.
Yeah, and then you've got to watch out for the ones, I've encountered this before, who think they're going to pull one over on you, and they're going to try and do some effery and create something that's not real, and then see if they can catch you not doing a good job, or not being professional, or not figuring out, you know what I mean? But
oh yeah,
I've fortunately, both times that happened to me, I recognized it right away and was able to debunk it and nip it in the bud. But people are out they're doing that shit too. They think it's funny or it's cool, and I ain't playing. So
Yeah, they like to FO or FAFO.
yeah, if you got them hanging around there, you want to make sure you know where they're at and what they're doing.
Right.
So,
Yeah, there's a couple places where I think we've already got it in mind. We're going to go in with a strict debunk mode where there have been speculation and claims of them faking stuff. So I think we're going to try to get in a couple places and
gotta peep them. And you know what? Get a couple of members of your team. Take a big enough team that you can take 2 members. Set them aside. Don't let the client know what's going on with them, but they're going to be peeping on the client while you're doing. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you do that shit, and they won't know what hit them.
Right.
Just take your 2 smartest, stealthiest members.
Right. Yeah.
I like that backdrop. Did you just change that?
Yeah.
I like that.
Not mid show.
I want one.
That's hilarious.
I got to get a green screen though, right?
You might be able to just do it, put it up there. That's on Facebook, isn't it?
I don't know. What are you looking at?
I was trying to see if Georgie's still in the chat.
I don't know. Speak up, Georgie. Are you there? Oh, excuse me. Jay wants to know when we're coming to Vasquilla. How do you say that? Valeska.
Yeah,
she's here.
Sure yay. I'm not sure yet. We're trying to get all the money together because with us, I mean, it's going to be damn near an 8-hour drive just for us from where we are in southern Indiana to Iowa. But we're going to try and do a 2-night. So we're looking at renting a RV. That'll sleep 10.
Yes.
So we can just road trip. Everybody road trip. We've got something big enough that we can get all the equipment up there. We can
sleep
camp out.
It.
Yeah, camp out and sleep for the actual day because we'll be investigating at night. But try to get a couple investigations in there.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun.
I think so too. But just for renting out the entire hotel, I guess not hotel, but the entire house, it's like $1,200 to $1,500.
Holy!
That's the whole thing, and you can rent by the room, but I want the whole thing, and I don't want anyone else to be there while we're there.
And then on top of that, you got to rent the motorhome and pay for all the gas, and that's going to be like 5 miles a gallon.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, we're looking at about 3,000 tops. So if we don't do it this summer, we're definitely doing it next summer because we're saving up our dues to be able to put it in the pot and go. So yeah, hell yeah, dude.
That would be so much fun. Hell, the trip would be as much fun as the investigation.
The facts.
Phooey.
Yeah, that'll be a good time. But I want to try to get some of my northern people down here, and we'll go do a couple things. I want to go do the Angel Mounds. It's an outdoor area, but it's pretty rich in history.
Where's that out?
It's down in Newburgh, Evansville area. And like I said, we're going to do another investigation at this private residence that we did this past weekend. I need a second time in there. Like I said, I think it's an elemental. I think it's a water elemental. and then trying to get into Whispers Estate again. That might be a good one. If if you want to come down to that one, I can arrange that, and you too, Deb. Because Whispers is different. Some people say it's haunted AF. When I was there, I mean, I got a couple pictures and I got a lot of EVPs, but you know how we do with EVPs. Could have just
I can get EVPs at Walmart, man.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it'd be interesting to go back and do a full blown investigation with the team now. But I would like to try to get some friends down and start joining in and figuring some cool things to bring people to. So,
dude, your background is hypnotizing me. Oh my God! I'm sitting there. No, I'm the behind that the
cloud
thing. I know. I'm looking at it, going, oh.
George, you need to come just once. I'll take care of you. You know, Uncle Greggy got you.
Yeah, if you look at that as it's coming at you, it reminds me of my trip on my VR headset that I use to meditate, and I like fall asleep in the middle of it with my headset on. I'm so easily hypnotized.
Man, I can watch the stupidest videos laying in bed before I go to bed, and I fall asleep halfway through the video. I guess it's just not that exciting or something. I don't know, but I'm like, done.
You know, I've sat here for an hour and 15 minutes looking at you, and you look up at me. There's something on your glasses that's red, and it makes you look like you've got devil eyes. Yeah. It just dawned on me. What is the red?
It's the red tint on my glasses. It reflects red, but it shows blue.
Okay, so it's like a blue blocker.
Yeah. See, I can put this on. This is so stupid. I can't believe I'm doing this again. Did I do it live last week too?
I don't know, but
I'm such a fucking kid.
I don't have my. Let me see if I have my glasses on that turn. We're both stupid.
Yes, everyone. This is what the show is coming down.
What we do now. We are just both. Oh my God! I'm blind.
Don't look right into it.
I'm not. I've got my eyes closed. See? Are they getting dark?
I don't think they are.
Oh, what is wrong with you glasses? Oh, now I'm.
Wait, look.
Wait a minute. See? That's not the right ones. That's why it didn't work.
Oh my God! Shit. You're retarded.
No, I'm not. Shut up. Hold on.
See, you're not even looking at mine.
Oh, here they are. We are stupid. Why do people watch our show? I don't understand.
I don't even know, man.
You know what though?
Like, what are these jackasses doing?
It worked. Look.
Click off.
Oh yeah, you showed me that the last time I had my glasses on. Look at that. I'm like, no, it won't do that. And you're like, yeah, will, homie, check it out. I'm like, oh my God, it did.
It did.
Someone, God bless her heart, a friend of mine in Ohio sent me that flashlight to use when I have weird shit happen to me.
Yeah.
You know, because I guess you can see stuff with it that you don't want to see.
The UV is more like how the full spectrum
camera works.
Yeah. So it's good to have on hand.
Yeah. Well, I thought that I think I had I thought that's what I had years ago, but honestly, I think it was just a bunch of blue LED lights. I don't think it was actually, you know, what it is, what this is. But
Facts.
But yeah, see, this is what we do. And look, you know what makes my mind go back to okay, I watch
porn?
I watch That shit don't interest me in the least. I watch 1,000 Pound Sisters.
Oh
And
my god.
I went and looked at some of their videos before they got the TLC show. And I'm like, why in the do not we have our own TLC show? Because if those
Right.
two dipshits can get a show, we can, damn it. There are 1,001 paranormal and / UFO shows out there. I get that. When
There
we
are.
start when we started, there was like 10. And now there's
Yeah,
like
there weren't very many.
10 million now, and everybody wants to be Walter Cronkite and all that.
Yeah.
You know what? Me and you, the one thing about us is we're refreshing because we have not changed. We try getting guests every now and then, and we do fine. But you know, we're just like we're hanging out with some buddies, just shooting the shit and talking about anything. And
We've not
it's
changed
fun.
in the
And we're gonna be stupid till we dead. So
10 not wait, how many years? God damn.
15.
Well, at least.
Yeah, 2010 is 15 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you go back and find our old videos, our old podcasts. This shit is just like this.
I mean, we started when it was still just, I mean, we used to do it on Skype, audio only, right?
Yeah.
And I loved it because I didn't have to comb my hair. I can't tell you how many shows I did in my pajamas with my hair up in a ponytail and no makeup on, and it was great. You know, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, now I got to put some eyebrows on so I don't scare any little kids that happen to be walking by. But basically,
I'm telling you,
it's the same
we can still do live video. It's just, I mean, because there are some days that I look at myself and go, God damn, you're not pretty.
There's days I do that every morning when I get up. I open my eyes and look in the mirror and go, God damn.
Fucking bailing out loud everything. Come on.
No, she ain't got a copyright on that. My dad and my grandma were saying it just like that
My
50 years ago.
God damn it.
We must be related to her. I don't know.
Right? Well, that's how folks were back, man. The World War II boomer era. Yeah. That's how them fuckers were. They was like, God damn it.
I'm not a boomer, though. I was born in 59, but they have a new name for us now. We're Generation Jones.
Get the hell out of here with that. You're a boomer.
We are. I am no damn boomer, but I am not the next one over either. I raised the next one over. But I mean, I enjoyed the music and the times of the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. In the 80s, I just had my kids and were little, and I was in my 20s. Yeah. So I had a big old chunk of time that I claim as my own. That's what Generation Jones is.
I do. I am not upset that I missed the 60s. I'm not upset at all. I did not like the music from the 60s.
I like the Go-Go Boots. God damn, I wanted them when I was
that psychedelic feel, man. It just is not my cup of tea.
I love the music.
No, the 70s, classic rock right now, but the 70s that weren't classic when we were growing up. Yeah, that was some shit. I can get down with that, but
yeah,
man, I just the whole 60s hippie era, man. I don't find myself a hippie at all, but I just can't. I can't.
I am.
The Beatles, I mean, everybody's going to talk shit about this, but I cannot fucking stand the Beatles. I don't like the Beatles. I don't like their tone. I don't like the instruments. I don't like the way everything gels together for them. I just don't like them at all.
See, I feel that way about Kiss.
Yeah, I'm not a big Kiss fan either. There's a couple songs that I can go ahead and get down with, but
overall, I don't like all the Beatles songs, and I'm gonna piss off a bunch of other people too. I never liked Elvis Presley or Willie Nelson.
I'm not a Willie fan. I liked Me the King though.
No, I never felt it. Never felt it. I mean, I don't begrudge anybody that does, but it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny because he was Melungeon here. I'm probably related to him.
I mean, anything is possible.
Mm.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't like the Stones either though. The Rolling Stones, I can't.
Well, they're like 90 years old now, man.
They're like 182 years old and still making music. They had an
Only
album come out not too long ago. Oh my God. Sometimes
yeah,
you just have to retire, brother. Call it a day.
all right.
Clock out. You're done. You're done.
You're done. You're bold. Wind it up.
Actually, I'm not. Look at that. I'm
No,
growing some hair back.
you are growing it back. I kind of like the little white fuzz.
Shit.
Yeah. You
That's
don't have
it's
gray
more
hair.
white fuzz than it is
How
brown.
old are you?
54.
See, like I'm 66 and you got more gray hair than me, and I don't dye mine. I just
I was turning gray in my 20s. Right here in the temples. Georgie, you
Mhm.
remember being gray?
We probably
changed-
lost them.
I changed her diapers. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. I changed her diapers.
What the hell?
There's this picture. I love this picture of her and me. And she's just a little bitty thing. And she was wild as fuck. I love you, G, but you were wild. And she wouldn't calm down. And I don't remember how or what, but she come over to me, and I was sitting on the floor, and she come over to me and got on my lap and was giving me a big hug. And the next thing I know, she's snoring. She was out.
Did you see her? What she said?
Yeah. She is only 5. Shut up. No, honey, you were wild. Kelsey just liked to inflict bodily harm. Kimmy was sick, and I was over there helping her out, watching Kelsey, as Georgie's older sister, and she was on albuterol for her asthma.
Yeah, that stuff make you shaky and
Oh, slice, dude! It wound her up like she was on meth and speed all at the same time. She was live at 5. I want to paint your nails. I'm like, no, I don't want you to paint my nails. So she throws, I can't believe I'm talking about this. She throws the freaking nail polish bottle and hits me in the head.
Ow.
Oh, son of a bitch. And I happened to turn around, and Kim is like on the floor, covered up. She's got the flu. She's in bad shape. And Kelsey climbs up on a bar stool next to her mom and just yells some kind of shit. And I can't even remember what she said, and jumped full body onto her mom. I thought she was dead. I thought she had killed her. And I was going to have to go take somebody to the hospital. Them fucking kids, man. Oh, no way. Really? I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you, honey. She's crying. But yeah.
Is it still storming there, Greg?
I've heard some thunder boomers, but I really unsure of what's happening in the radar. Oh my God.
I take it that's not good. Oh shit. You got some stuff headed right towards you. Don't you?
It's going northeast.
Yeah. Damn. Wonder if you're going to lose power tonight.
I'm surprised if it's like this right now that I haven't lost power already.
Yeah. You better be safe. I'll be sending you text messages again all night long. You guys all right? You all right? You all right?
You're going to be texting by yourself because my big ass will be asleep.
Oh, no. Hope you're sleeping in the closet. You got a basement?
Nope.
Shit, me either.
Not at all.
Well, damn.
I'm surprised my mom's hadn't hit me up and like, are you
Huh.
guys safe? It's raining over there.
She will soon. Trust me. My mom dart is going off. Damn.
My poor babies. Yeah, she was on your level of storm anxiety last night.
We even got
Like I
some mess coming towards us here in a little bit. Imagine.
Yeah, it's all coming your way.
I know.
It's
I
going
see that
from
now. Shit.
the southwesternest point of Indiana to the northwest or northeast.
It's going to slide a big chunk right over me.
It's weird how these storms are coming on us. But I mean, it is spring, so that's like what I told my mom. I'm like, look, this time last year we had the same exact storm in the tri-state area. The exact same. The guy on the news was showing the comparison between April 2nd last year and April 2nd this year.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't tell that there was a year difference. Storms hit on the same day.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I have this app called, what the hell is it called? Time Hop.
Yeah.
And it shows me pictures and stuff that I posted on Facebook or wherever I happen to be posting at the time. And I mean, it goes back 15 years now because I've been on Facebook for 15 years. And I can't tell you how many times it popped up weather radar pictures. Oh, shit's coming. Oh, shit's coming on the same exact day. You know, last year, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, you know, it's always the same day, man.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird. Oh, shit.
All right, kids. We've been on here for a couple hours.
Pretty close.
Yeah. I'm glad everybody came in. Love you guys coming in and talking with us and interacting. If you guys have any friends or if you want to, come on and tell us your paranormal stories. Hit us up, either Deb or I in chat, or hit us up, debcobble@gmail.com.
Yep.
And you can hit gcable at midwestparatalkradio.com. And tell us you want to be on the show, or tell your friends that they want to be on the show. We'll let them come on, give them a platform to tell their stories. Paranormal,
UFO,
UFOs,
any
crypto.
kind of, crypto.
Oh man, I found some cool alien Sasquatch I hate people shirts.
Oh, snap.
We're making a couple of those. And if you guys are interested in having some shirts made up, hit me up. We can go through the whole design process. I can get them made up for you and done. Pretty cool.
I got a whole bunch of them.
Deb's got some, but I'll hook somebody's up. We'll hook up a program or not a program, but a sale, and get you some shirts made. So you can hit me up there again at gcable at midwestparatalkradio.com. Anything else we want to hit on tonight before we out of here?
Can't think of anything.
You can't think anyways.
True that.
All right. So thank you guys for hanging out with us and checking out the podcast. Remember, hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification. We'll be back next Thursday night, maybe. I'll post it up in Facebook if we're going live. But yeah. So anyway, if you have any topics that you want us to discuss, if we know anything about them, we'll put it out there. If not, then it'll be a journey for all of us, because I'll Google and share my page with my screen, and then we'll go through it. So, all right. So thank you guys. Remember, next Thursday night, Midwest Fair Talk Radio. Remember, come over to the YouTube channel. Check us out there. You can also check out Midwest Fair Talk Radio on Facebook. And thank you guys over on Twitch. And where else are we? Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube. We were on TikTok, but they're screwing shit up. So what can you do?
Nope.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? Yeah. All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.